rose so everybody could see. And then it set again. And it scared the hell out of me, y'all. Like, it literally scared the hell out of me.
And then all of a sudden, this planet is just there. It was like it just appeared out of nowhere.
You know, I didn't know how to explain it, so the only thing I could think of was sun. I said it was like the sun just rose and set real quick.
I told her, I was like, why is it so dark out? Like, it's not nighttime. That's super weird. And she goes, oh, well, because of the sun.
You want to think it was something wrong with the sun. You know, is the sun extra bright, or is it extra, did it get close?
I thought I saw the sun, but I also saw this humongous red thing.
I'm not real sure, but I caught a glimpse of what I thought was the sun. It had a sunspot in it.
It wasn't like the sun as, you know, tremendous heat, but it was like, you can tell.
On the top right part of it, you could see just a little tiny sliver of the sun peeking through. And so that's why we were getting a little bit of light, but it was covering up most of the sun.
It was not the sun.
But I saw the sky was red.
This is what I saw. Over the horizon where the sun's supposed to come up, I start seeing like this red, like, hue. Like this blood red hue.
It had like craters all over it, and it had a red mist coming off of it, and
I could see a red planet, and the red planet was approaching, and it was very large.
It was this big ass planet, man.
Huge planet, and we're talking humongous, like it's covering the entire sky.
And I see this huge planet, and it was like almost half, it took up almost half the sky.
There is a big planet, and I mean huge. It took up the entire sky except for, like, you know, 12 noon. It was, I don't know how I didn't notice it right away.
Stripes, like it was just striped. It was like these red and cloudy looking stripes.
It looked just like Jupiter.
So this is pretty much really, really close to what that planet looked like.
It had stripes, kind of like little, if this was the planet, it was like little waves, like going in between of the planet.
When I was like looking at the planet, I could see like these stripes were actually like the atmosphere, I guess, clouds, dust, I don't know, because they were kind of moving. Like they were moving around on the planet, like super, super slow.
This planet was like this dark, orange, reddish, like planet.
And what I saw was this very, very strange but dark looking planet.
It was very dark. It was black and red, and
only the color red and black was the only color I saw.
I'm walking up this street, and above me was this red and black planet, and it was really sinister.
Mostly red color, maybe like a rusty red.
This planet that looked something like Earth, but not quite, broken and crumbling and burning.
There were literally broken pieces that it looked like in the planet. Like, you see how I painted it this way, but there was literally crevices in pieces, like chunks was taken off from the planet. Like the planet looked broken, it looked damaged.
It had a surface, and it was like lava and filling this whole planet, but with a lot of dark surfaces. And as I got closer and closer, then I could see that all around the crust of this planet were huge, like volcano mountains that were kind of poking out of the crust.
And it looked like fire. It looked like it was fire.
I could feel the heat emanating from it.
It was not a type of fire that you can describe that you will see little bits of yellow or something. This was pure red and black only.
You know, and it was like on fire, red hot, rusty looking planet.
And another thing that I noticed now, that the people that were here, I started noticing they started to act out. They started to be destructive and evil, severely evil. And they started like throwing trash at people and throwing anything that was on the floor.
Some red planet or some red object in the sky that everybody's going to see, and a lot of people are going to be massively afraid.
Literally, when this thing appeared, people became either frightened to the point they couldn't even process anything. They were literally, and wherever they were in that moment, they were frightened with so much fear they couldn't even think. They couldn't move. Like they were so afraid of what they were seeing in the sky.
I just was so terrified. I'm like, yo, is this gonna hit the planet? What's gonna happen? Because it's so huge and big. You thinking by being that big it's gonna hit the planet, man.
A circle.
Where was the circle?
Up there.
In the sky.
Yeah,
Right.
and lava dropping from the floor.
Fire from it come down on certain parts of the planet.
I could see the ribbons of fire that are jumping off of this planet.
I looked up at the sky because there were pieces of stone and fire falling down.
And I saw our moon with asteroids surrounding it. The shield was keeping us from seeing what was really out there, and a debris field was coming.
It was almost like space started to fill up with a lot of asteroids, like an asteroid belt, and a few asteroids started to kind of move across and, you know, across my way, and some of them were really so big that I couldn't see anything. It was almost like it was obscuring my whole vision.
And I started to see like fireballs coming down, like, you know, fireballs here and there and everywhere, like they were just starting to fall.
I see things getting sucked into it, like the gravity is just, and the force is just pulling it. You know, whatever gravitational forces or whatever is just pulling everything into it like a black hole.
Suddenly now I'm being pulled towards this planet, you know, slowly, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, I don't want to go near that. It doesn't look very good. It looks very creepy.
All of a sudden, I feel my feet getting lifted out from underneath of me, and I'm getting dragged. I mean, I am literally getting dragged into this thing. I am flying through the air. I've got objects flying next to me, other people, you know. I didn't recognize any of them.
And as it came closer, I felt like all of the Earth's structures, whether there were trees or houses, it felt like they were being pulled towards this planet.
As I was rising, I would look out and I saw, you know, hundreds if not thousands of others rising up with me.
It was almost like a transition, and, you know, I was in space, and then immediately I was just being pulled, and on top of these volcanic mountains, it appeared to look like black figures. It looked like dark ash, but like smeared, like a sketch. But it was like of this person, figures of men or women, and they had their arms like waving up like this and stretching out towards the sky. And I was like, okay, I know where I'm going. This is hell. There's no way this is, you know, some random planet that is scary or some nightmare dream of I'm having it. This is hell.
A lot of people think that it's hell. Rap the news know it's hell, you know.